Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you on this fine morning?
I'm happy because it's sunny, so my humor is already like good.
Yeah, and it's currently 8:53.
I know. Yes. Getting
I'm like, I can't think straight yet. Like, what time do you wake up?
Usually it's 7 because sometimes I have work at 8:30 and yeah, so I like every morning I just try to wake up at the same time, so 7.
Yeah, I woke up at 6 and
Wow.
I didn't know my name. I was in zombie mode. I was like, what is going on? Why am I torturing myself like this? Are you the same? Or do you just wake up and
I usually snooze my alarm like twice, and then
Uh-huh.
after that I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I do ignore my alarm too. So I wanted to start by asking, I wanted to know more about your major. So what does the life of an international relations and global communications student looks like?
So yeah, I'm global studies, which is international relations. With my track is economics. So we talk a lot about it's a mixture about political science, economics, and culture. Is everything in one major. But my interest is more in communication, so that's why I added a minor in global communication. And I think for like my daily life, it's now I'm taking classes about global poverty and also global communication and leadership. So there's a lot of that. And I think all the time just trying to get inspiration and being aware of what's going on in the world, in the international sphere.
That's amazing. What made you be like, okay, yes, I want to study this?
I've always traveled a lot. I had this opportunity to travel a lot, and then I participated in some international conferences that talked about sustainable development, and I met a lot of people who are working in projects towards like global issues, and that made me interested in see like what are the solutions that we can find to solve and try at least to help and to make the world a better place. So I think that's something that guide me towards my major, and also just like I love knowing more about the cultures and the world in general, talking to people and learning about the backgrounds and everything.
Human connection too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. In this beautiful place that we call Temple University, you do have a lot of interests. Can you describe some of those?
Yeah, sure. So again, like since my interest is also more in communication and travel journalism, I started the International Student Podcast. So since again, like we were talking about human connections and talking and connecting with other people, I think the podcast is a way for international students to connect and to see that their experiences, there are people like living the same experiences and that we're not alone here. Other interested is I'm also part of the Feel Good Cooking podcast show, which is a cooking show. So since I love food and eating, I'm a big foodie. I think that's something that also relates with the communication part. I love adventure, so I'm part of the adventure club here. We go on hikes, camping trips. So I'm all the time trying to find things to go and participate here in Temple and in Philly as well, like in the city. So
Yeah, there's definitely a connection there. Do you consider yourself a good cook, or are you more eating it?
I think more like eating. I definitely like try some new recipes here and there, but my strength is in trying them, like trying the food.
What's your favorite meal?
Oh, that's hard. I'm half Japanese. I'm Brazilian, but half Japanese. So I grew up eating a lot of like Japanese food. So I would say like curry or some things that my mom prepares.
No.
So that's
Your mom is Japanese.
no. My dad's family is Japanese.
Okay.
My mom is like Brazilian, the mixture of like Brazilian.
Yeah, I've heard Japanese food is very healthy. Would you say so?
I think it depends. I think any food can be healthy or unhealthy. Like it depends how you prepare it. Like of course, if it's sushi, there's a lot of rice, which depends as well. But yeah, it's like mostly fresh and it's good. I think that's what
I mean, I love sushi. I'm a big sushi fan. So yeah, you were born in Brazil, correct?
Yes.
You come from Brazil. You're an international student. What is it like growing up in Brazil?
So I think I have a lot of privileges, of course. Comparing to like being here is a completely different story or history. But in Brazil, I I just think like the energy is so much warm. It's very warm. Like everyone,
A lot of energy.
yeah, community,
Good vibes.
and I think like growing up, I didn't live at the beach, but I went to the beach a lot. So like just being connected to nature in general, and like I grew up with a big family, so all the time we had like Sunday lunches. Everyone would bring a dish, and we would eat together. So I think I grew up very like surrounded by love in general. I don't know if that's like Brazil, but at least like my family. And yeah, a lot of energy, very vibrant place.
A lot of family love for sure. You did? How was that?
It was so good. It was so like, again, I think I could feel again a little bit of this Latin spirit, and I was there and I had friends who are from there, and they welcomed us and showed us around, and just the generosity and this like thinking about the other, that sometimes not that American people are not like
We're not saying that.
we're not saying
That's
that, but
not-
just like it is a more individualistic country and people. So when you go to a Latin place and you feel this like love and community and thinking about the others, I think it just like warms up the heart a little bit.
No, yeah, definitely. Did you go to the beach?
Oh, definitely. Yes,
That's my favorite place in the whole world. I could be there forever. Okay, I was gonna ask, like, what is it like being able to speak Portuguese? Which is such a unique language. I mean,
yeah, I think it's fun because like it's very similar to Spanish, which a lot of people speak Spanish.
I've heard that, yeah.
Some people like think that in Brazil we speak Spanish, but it's a little bit different. But I think yeah, it's just like there's a lot of conjugations. It's not a very easy language, but it's, if you like already know like some of the Latin languages, I think you can catch something. But yeah, I love some words that we only have in Portuguese, such as like saudade, which is the feeling of missing someone or longing, of like just this nostalgic feeling.
Saudade.
Yeah, saudade. So there's some like cute words that I really like, and I think it's a pretty language. There's of course like I have a Portuguese friend from Portugal, and it's so different, like the accent.
And the Portuguese from Brazil. Oh,
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
yeah, they say that the Portuguese from Portugal is more like, if you don't know anything, like it sounds more, a little bit more Russian, like a lot of these sounds.
A little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
You say? Okay.
Brazilian is more like, Portuguese from Brazil is more like melody.
Smooth.
Yeah, so I really like it.
Do you speak any other languages?
I just speak Spanish and English, and yeah, I'm learning Italian now.
Ooh,
Yes, and
that's a good one.
yeah, I think it's very like pretty.
As an international student, was it difficult to come to the U.S. to study? Or was it a good adjustment?
I think for me, like the adjustment part, it wasn't that hard because I did an exchange when I was in high school to Maine, which is kind of random. Everyone's like, "Why did you go to Maine?" But yeah,
Oh, Maine?
yeah,
Oh, Maine.
yeah. You're very like,
No one cares about Maine.
yeah. There's not much there, but just like the nature and the opportunity was there, so I went. So for me, I was always very independent. So I do miss my family, but I think I can live by myself very easily. But yeah, of course, there's some adaptation. It was good that I also like, there's a relatively big Brazilian community here, so I can connect with them, and then they were very welcoming for me. So it wasn't too hard, like the part of adaptation. But
And
yeah,
what was the hard part?
um,
What were some of these challenges?
I think like now the challenges, it's just like when big things happen back home and I'm not able to be there.
Yeah.
Even like good things or bad things, like my sister had her son, so like now he's my first nephew and I wasn't there when he was born. Of course I try to call as much as I can, but it's just like I'm not in person seeing him grow. Yeah, or also like when like once my dad had to go to the hospital and I couldn't help and like support my family in general to his recovery. So I think these big events that happens and I cannot be there is something that sometimes just like it's sad and like I wish I could do more. But yeah, I'm also like living my life here and I try to do what I can from here.
It's difficult, but you have to succeed, right? You have to explore and learn and get involved in all of these interests that you have. So that's just part of life.
Yeah.
Okay, what similarities or differences can you find between Brazil and the US?
I think something that is different. I would say like the energy, like even like small things. When we greet someone, Brazilians are very touchy and very warm. So we hug, we kiss in the cheek. So it's very different. Here at the beginning, I was like, didn't even know how to greet someone. It's this awkward interaction. The first interaction, like, hi, I don't know, like this or the dab, where I didn't know how to approach people first. And even like sometimes people take this energy and this openness different sometimes. But I do think that it also opened a lot of doors for me to make friends here. I do have, of course, my closest friends are international students as well, but I do have American friends, and it's so fun to see how like they're not that used sometimes to me like hugging them, but now I think that they got used to it, and it's just fun. And something similar, I think. I don't know. I think Brazil, we see a lot of not inspire ourselves a lot in the US, but I know like a lot of people in Brazil do watch a lot of American movies, shows and everything. So a lot of the culture, American culture is also a little bit that, of course, we put our own season to it. Sauce, but I think like it's not something that is super distant from what we receive. Like a lot of things is like the culture itself is important to Brazil, I feel like.
Now, if you could describe yourself in 3 words or more, what would be those words? I can think of so many for you.
I think that's hard because I gotta pick, but I think determined, adventurous, and I think like it's not an adjective, but like joy. I think I like to live life with joy. Yeah.
Great. I agree. Thank you so much for doing this. We're both in pink.
Yes.
We're connected. So that's amazing.
What about you? What's the 3 words that you think?
The 3 words? I was thinking about this the other day. I would say organized. I'm very organized. I'm Monica from Friends. Do you know her?
I haven't watched it, but yeah.
Monica. If you watch it, you're gonna be like, yeah, Monica. Okay. Creative. And brave.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.